Hey guys, it's a bittersweet night because it's the last episode of The Real Housewives of New York, but we have so much to talk about, and we still have a lot of reunions left, so you gotta stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh my gosh, it's so like...
Breaking up is hard to do. We feel really bad tonight for LuAnn and Tom. Very strange how it happened, because you guys were talking about this last week amongst yourselves with the...
It's literally creepy that we talked about it last week's episode, and we're saying, all right, everyone make predictions on how long you think it's going to last. And we were saying, well, what's the appropriate amount of time before it's okay to actually go through the divorce?
I said April.
Yeah.
I know, and what did I say? I was like, at least spring. Like, she's
and
at least
like,
got to get over the 1 year hump and then wait a little. Like,
oh, see, and I said year long, and then they're good to go. And
crazy.
And it happened literally the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope we didn't do that.
Kardashian was 72 days, right?
Yeah, so they outlasted her.
Okay, well, there you go. Hey guys, Ashley Daniels here. You can tweet me at Ashley Daniels. We're going to have the chat up tonight as well, so we'll be able to watch and answer a lot more of your questions and comments. To my right, who do I have?
Hey guys, I'm Thomas Orlina. Please watch my YouTube series, Your Time with Thomas, on YouTube.
Hey guys, this is Lyndsey here. You can find me on Twitter and all things social media at Lyndsey Wegner.
Hey guys, it's Megan Stecher, and you can find me on social media at Megan Stecher, and it's MEGANSTECHER. Follow me. I need followers. Anyway, and shout out to Corey Shackelford, who says, I am Thomas Orlina's biggest fan.
Yay!
Oh, hey!
Okay, we're going to get this nice and big at one moment. The chat, not Thomas. I don't know.
Well, I've got it
that
going
weirdly
on this side, too.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
If you could zoom that in for us. Thank
you.
I love when the live chat is up.
I
It's
love
the best.
this. Hey, guys. All right, so tonight was filled with so much for us. I mean, as fans, we were just like, this is the episode that we wait for all year, the party at the end, finding out where they're at right now. And even with social media and seeing everything they do every day, we still get excited to find out what they're doing according to Bravo, because we still have that anticipation. We like to still pretend like we don't know everything. But it was interesting just seeing LuAnn and Tom in that end scene and seeing him de-mic, which we'll get into in a little bit.
Terrible.
Very interesting how at this point he's had so much heat on him. He's had so many eyes on him. He knows that. He screwed up a lot. He was called out a lot, and he still decided to go to this party and say de-mic. Like, he still didn't have that instinct.
I think that was so disrespectful, and I get that it might have been too much for you, but, like, let's have some respect for your marriage. Like, that was just so uncalled for, and especially with Missy, there's always that one person that's gonna go that extra mile to just destroy something. They were married at the time, and for her to just be that close to him, I didn't like it.
I think part of it, too, is I don't understand how someone can do that, especially with their significant other right there. And when they show you her talking about him and how much she loves him and how happy they are, and then you see that they're obviously doing that for the purpose of editing and stuff. We don't know if that was the conversation happening at the same time. But just a really just shady thing. And I'm wondering if LuAnn saw the preview last week and goes, I don't need this happening. Let's call it before this episode even comes out. I wonder if that was part of the reason, too.
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
I mean, I just really have nothing to add other than I'm still in shock. But
Yeah.
In shock that it happened as fast as it did, and that, like, Tom is such an idiot on this show. Like, we never saw anything sweet. Like, we only ever saw him screwing up every time she brought him out in public. So I just don't know how she couldn't have seen these things. Like, he was screwing up on camera last season before they got married, you know? So I don't... There's just so much evidence. I feel like she could have saved herself so much heartache.
It's just such a difference. You see somebody like Ramona, who is 60 and single right now and lonely and misses having her significant other. And then you see someone like LuAnn, who's faking it to have that significant other by her side, but she's unhappy. So it's like, where is that? Where is it? Like, is it just... Sometimes people feel like they have to be with somebody regardless if they're happy or not, and they kind of trick themselves because they just want that person next to them at night and the person to go home to. I don't know. It's both a sad situation, being alone and being lonely, or being with someone who doesn't want to be with you.
There's no way she could have missed the red flags. They were everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about all of her friends saying it, and I get that you turn your kind of mind off of people because you think that they're maybe not looking at your best interest at heart, especially some of these women with how vicious they can be to each other. So it's understandable. But if you have hard evidence...
It's almost like LuAnn knew it was coming to this. She just wanted to go down the aisle to prove everyone wrong, because remember the friend earlier this season that wanted to sue, she was trying to sue Bravo and the production company over the fact that she got picked up on Carol's mic saying, LuAnn says she'd rather get divorced, but she wants to at least go through with getting married. And that's exactly what happened.
It's a TV show. I
mean,
at
if
that
she-
point,
yeah.
she's on camera. It's
A lot of comments that I've read online and social media are saying that she did it for the reality show and securing her slot for next season. And I mean, if that was her goal, then she achieved it, you know?
It's weird because tonight she said, I really wanted to make this work, and I did. So basically she's saying, I really wanted to force this
And prove everybody.
and prove everybody wrong. She forced it all right, but nobody's buying it.
Well, the whole chill type of thing that she has going on, like, oh, he's fine, you know, that is all a facade. When she goes home at night, I think that she was very territorial of him, and she was probably arguing with him a lot, and you know, trying to find out where he is and call restaurants and call places. I feel like she was constantly nervous and wondering where he is and chasing him. And when we see her, it's like she's this like wife that like every guy would want, because she's just like, he's fine, it's okay.
Yeah.
We
But
don't
behind
really
the scenes,
know.
yes, you're right.
It just seems like this was a very miserable situation to be in. So anyway, we'll talk more about that after. People in the chat,
They're not a fan of it, and they also think
Yeah.
that LuAnn sticks around though for a while because look at how long she was with Jock.
yes, true. I just hope that she gains some self-respect, because I think that's where this all goes down to. It's like she just doesn't respect herself enough to find the right person. She would rather live a life that's just not real.
Looking
to
ahead to
prove
next season,
something.
do we think she's going to be back on the season?
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show wouldn't be her. Without her, I don't think the show could even. I mean, it could go on, but it would be tough. Because I mean, when we kind of got rid of her, remember they got rid of her a little bit, and it was like, it was just really missing a puzzle piece that we were just like, we
She
need
is
that piece in there.
She is a good piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Make sure to be about how she gets her groove back.
Yeah.
How Stella got her groove
Definitely.
back.
It's just like
Yeah.
a year, though. It's just, it's super crazy to me.
What if Lou and Ramona had like a total like, not Bonnie and Clyde. Sorry, what was the movie with the two women
Thelma
that drove
and Louise.
up? The real like Thelma and
Oh,
Louise kind of
yeah.
storyline, like the two single girls being wild together. Like I would love that.
Right. Yeah, that would be actually really cool. And I think it would help a lot of people. I was thinking about this tonight, just watching Ramona talk about and open up to Bethenny about how she's lonely. And I was thinking, I wonder how many people are sitting there and this really hits home for them. And they're in the same exact situation at any age.
I think
But
this is
it's
why
hard.
New York franchise is like the best one, because there's each character and each person has that real connection with the audience. And I feel like other franchises, I don't know, I just feel like New York is the strongest one right now.
Definitely is, yeah. So it was interesting watching LuAnn and Tom tonight play tennis. LuAnn says she taught Tom how to play tennis. I don't know how much I believe that, but it kind of made me mad, because I'm like, damn, she taught him something and he ran off and he took her lessons and now he just left her, or she left him, or who knows, but whoever, she left him.
Regency,
But I'm like,
where
really?
we know
Like,
people,
damn,
where
like-
we go.
Yeah, like, ugh. I hate when like you see a woman, no matter, even if it's just tennis, but you see a woman make someone stronger, make someone a better person, and then
Yeah.
that person just runs the other way.
Yeah.
You know
takes
what I'm
off.
thinking? They have all the same haunts on the Upper East Side. Like they're now going to have to each claim territory. Like LuAnn will be like, "Oh, I can't go to the Regency. Tom's claimed it," and you know, vice versa with other places around town.
It's too close to home, for sure.
What was the place like 2 years ago they kept going?
Yeah, I know
What are
what
you
you're talking
doing
about.
here without Zorinza?
Yeah.
That spot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If anybody knows in the chat, we talked about it all the time too. They always went there.
Someone in the chat is excited for single LuAnn back for next
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, single Lou is the best Lou. Oh my
Don't
God.
be uncool. Yeah, we need her back for sure.
For, like when in the morning when she was like, not really.
Yeah.
Like, we need more like crazy LuAnn stayed up all night with
Right.
who knows who.
And she
kind
doesn't
of
have to
moments.
worry. She gets guys. Like, guys like her a lot, and they're really attracted to her. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
she'll
She's
live
gonna
her
be
life.
fine.
Yeah, she definitely will be fine. Bethenny's new apartment renovations are therapeutic for her. Do you guys feel like that's a similar situation for you? Do you feel therapy when you clean out something?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm a purger like Bethenny. I'm like,
I
get
love
rid
it.
of this clutter. I can't breathe. I need less. Let's clean up. So I get, you know what it is for Bethenny, too? She gets to control, like, her type A gets to
Good
take
point.
over. She gets to, like, just demolish something and get all that aggression out that she's, like, demolished something. And
Her in
then
the
she
hard
gets
hat.
to, like, make it exactly how she wants it, you know?
Stacey, yes, I think it was Boutique.
Boutique,
Yeah.
yes.
Thanks,
Boutique.
Stacey.
Thank you.
In the chat. Shout out to Stacey Squad. Yeah, and the guy she was with was really cute tonight when they were looking at the apartment. Bethany was looking at her
hockey
apartment
guy.
with Dorinda and the hot.
His butt was great, and she
Yeah.
even let Dorinda feel it. The poor guy. She's like, go ahead, feel his ass.
She is just like on fire. She could have anybody too. I feel like all of them at this point could have anyone.
Yeah.
And I feel
Yeah,
like younger
totally.
guys are loving women that are more mature. I just see it happen more and more now.
I'll take it. If I, God forbid, am single when I'm like, you know, rocking in my mid 40s or 50s, and like, like guys in their 30s are hitting on me, I'd be like, well, hello.
I would do that too, actually.
Yes!
I 100% would.
Cougar vibes. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
So let's see. This was interesting. She was doing the cartwheels in her apartment. It reminded me. Do you guys remember that? I know you guys said roller skating.
The first place roller skating.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
She's
she
roller
and Jason
skating.
lived in. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she likes to.
It was old vibes of that.
Yeah, it
for
was
sure.
old vibes.
She's got like a bag of tricks, and it's the same bag of tricks.
Yeah.
Like it's like look
She,
how
like,
big this
recycles
apartment
and
is.
revives it.
Exactly.
Totally.
Exactly.
I'm excited for that apartment for next season when we get to see it. And that's the exciting part about her. She's always building things. It's kind of like Vicky Gunvalson on OC, where like every season they have something new to show us. So
Well,
it kind of makes them newer.
I was thinking how she really didn't have many storylines except for the other women attacking her, so it was a lot about her real estate stuff. And I'm wondering if they're going to roll this apartment into the new show, real estate show she's doing on Bravo.
Oh yeah, that would be
Oh,
really
Probably
smart.
that's
that makes a lot of sense.
Like maybe it's the first project they'll show on the show, and to get people interested in wanting to watch it, and then it will be the other properties she's flipping.
Can I say that I hated the bathroom?
You didn't like it.
It wasn't made
too
over yet.
big.
Too big. Are you crazy?
It was ginormous. It looked like a bathroom in a gym.
It did. It was so
really
big.
big.
It was that shower could have fit 15 people inside of it. That bathtub could fit 5. I mean, I could have laid between the sinks.
She probably. I would think she's gonna make
It was
something.
way too big.
She's
Yeah.
very practical, so I feel like
Yeah.
she will end up making something out of that.
a
making
closet,
it a
on
closet
the
or
other
something.
hand,
Yeah.
we can talk about.
Right,
But
like making it into 2 bathrooms. One is Bryn's, one is her. Like, who knows?
Totally, yeah. So Carole visits Tinsley in her hotel, $7,000 a month.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, I don't think it was nice. It was okay.
You didn't like it?
It was okay. But honestly, for $7,000 a month, I would think it'd be a little bit
Bigger,
nicer. Or
yeah.
not even just
Like a
bigger, just
Tudor
more
or
glam. It was
something.
kind of, it was okay. I'm not saying I'd take it, please.
when
but
I was in Midtown Manhattan with my girlfriends for a week in New York, the hotel, how much was it for the 4 of us? It ended up being for the 4 nights we were there or whatever, 4 or 5 nights we were there, $250, $260 a person.
per night?
So that was total.
Oh, total,
For the
okay.
whole trip. So I mean, if you think of it, there were 4 of us, so 4 people, so $250 for 4 nights. That is already $1,000 there in 4 nights.
Right.
Look, I actually thought it almost sounded like a good deal because she does have access to room service whenever she wants, and she does have someone cleaning the place for her every day. So it's kind of like she's getting a lot of amenities for $7,000 a month. How much was the rent on the apartments she looked at before? Like
They were around that. I
10,000?
thought they were around, weren't they like 12,000, then 7? I thought one of them was around 7,000, actually. It was a 1-bedroom.
I just thought 7,000 almost seemed like a bargain to be
Okay,
able to
all right.
constantly.
I don't know what you guys think.
I mean,
was
it's
curious.
ridiculous money.
It's
I don't-
obnoxious.
I don't have money
Thank
like
you,
that.
Karen. Is that how you say it? Kieran?
Kieran?
Kieran? Thank you, Kieran.
Ashley, you're hot. You won't be single when you get older. Woo!
Thank God. Thank you. That's very sweet. And so yeah, I don't know. I felt like it was a lot of money, but I guess I see what you're saying. If it's per night, it's a hotel. Yeah, it was okay.
You
but
just
I
expected
felt like,
more rooms.
Well, I expected also like the more of the Eloise theme that she was. I was thinking Plaza Hotel.
Oh,
I don't know. She
yeah.
had so much money. I just
Yeah.
thought.
I
somewhere a
actually
little-
thought it looked very homey.
It did,
for
all right.
a hotel suite.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't want to hear about her divorce anymore. I want Bethenny to start dating. Yeah, we all do. I think. Don't you guys want to see
Yeah.
Bethenny date?
Yes.
I like it when she
Let's
dates.
see it.
Super fun
Yeah.
when she dates on the show. I don't think she takes it very serious when she does put that on the show, but it's like fun. She's her like mouthy self, and the guy
Yeah.
gets intimidated, and it's always comedy. And I
Maybe next
have
season.
missed that.
So John visits Dorinda now because Hannah's not home, so they can have their sleepovers. This was funny because we hear I think one of the first times what Dorinda's talking about marriage and how she views it. Did you guys think that was an interesting scenario that she pictured in her head?
It's interesting how she like presents her relationship with John, because it's like half in, half out. She always says like she would be into that idea, but then at the same time she likes to be alone. She doesn't like to fully go in with the idea. She kind of dances around it.
Well, I had wrote down, and Thomas had also said it, less John, less drama.
Yes.
Is their relationship better? We've barely seen him. There's been zero drama between the two of them because we haven't seen them together. But I wonder if their relationship has gotten better because of it.
Because of Hannah, maybe. Maybe Hannah was causing a lot of tension as well because she was there and he couldn't come over, and now they have more freedom together. I don't know if they see each other. They must see each other more, I would think. It's just that we're seeing less of them. I don't know. Do you think they're seeing each other less even though Hannah's not there anymore?
No, I bet they're seeing each other more now.
You think
Probably more. I think back to John and when they were at Bethenny's house in the Hamptons and how messy that was. It's like, it sucks to not see the husbands on the show, but at the same time, it's like, it's better for them, but for viewership-wise, I'm like, damn, I wish he was on the show because you never know what happens every time he's around.
I remember all of the dinners and lunches she was walking out of that they were fighting at. So I hope that is not... I think when they drink together, that's when we saw things get crazy. So maybe if they're home and not out in public drinking and have something to fight about, then things are maybe less
She's a more
rocky.
cleaned up Dorinda this season.
Is she? I don't know.
And drum roll, please, Megan.
I don't know. Mexico was a little sloppy.
How sloppy was it, Megan? Why don't you tell us?
I can't even remember any of her lines.
It's just really, you really don't have to speak. It's just more like...
I just remember her cutting... And the
So good at it.
Bethenny was doing it the other night on Watch What Happens Live. You guys saw
Yeah,
it.
I saw it,
She did a great job doing it, by the way.
She does a great Dorinda.
She does a great Dorinda. So, yeah, she said she'd go to an Armenian did she say cafe or Armenian?
Diner.
I never heard of that. I'm half Armenian. I don't think I've ever heard of an Armenian diner, but they'd go to an Armenian diner to celebrate. So, cool.
It's very like Sex in the City, Carrie and Big. It's like she's like, we're just going to go to a town. She said town hall. I think she meant to say like city hall. A quickie city hall marriage and then a diner afterward. Yeah.
Anne-Marie likes messy Dorinda. I liked messy Dorinda too.
She's my fave.
Megan has
Totally.
the best.
She outranks drunk Sonja for me.
Absolutely.
100%.
Even though I have so much love in my heart for Sonja, so much. It's like drunk Dorinda is epic.
We don't get enough of it, and I think that's why we want it so much. We only get very little tidbits of Dorinda.
Especially this last season. She was definitely trying to be on her best behavior this season, so we did only see it come out a couple times.
True.
It's gems when they do.
So true. Carole and Adam now, that's an interesting situation because she knows exactly what she wants. And she's like says that her most authentic self is when she feels like she's free. She can be herself the most. And she would just rather be alone and then be able to see him versus have him live with her. She likes her privacy.
So refreshing.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, especially LuAnn and it seems like Ramona this season, they're really pushing for, like, I need to be with somebody. I have to be with somebody. I'm feeling this desperation that, like, I'm getting older and I have to have somebody to spend the rest of my life with. And kind of like an I don't want to die alone fear kind of thing. And I think Carole doesn't feel that way at all. She's had a great loss and she's like, whatever, I'm going to do what makes me happy.
She seems
and
over
I don't
it.
need a man.
You just mentioned that's a really good point because Dorinda is kind of like that too. Even though she's with John, she's like, I like my privacy. I like to be alone. Mm-hmm. They both have had such terrible losses. I wonder if that has anything to do with.
I feel like
I think
probably does.
Yeah, we've suffered losing our life
love
mate,
of their life.
and it could be worse. And we're still kicking. And like, what makes me happy is this. What So Dorinda's like, I have a guy that I really don't want to marry, and our seeing each other some nights of the week relationship works. And Carole's kind of the same. She's like, Adam and I are obviously never going to get married, and we're not going to have kids together, and like it is what it is for now until it's not. I think it's beautiful to be able to admit that because I think we see LuAnn pretending, and that was a really bad experience, as we all saw with Tom. Very embarrassing, and just being like yourself. I always think in my head when Carole calls LuAnn the great pretender, I just keep thinking that. Now that the divorce happened.
And Karen just says, New York is now the only franchise with all the cast completely single.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wait, we're
I
not.
didn't realize that.
I guess
The
Tinsley
real
doesn't matter this
singles of New
season, so.
Well, she's not married.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I feel like Tinsley might marry this guy.
I
I
feel like
do
she
too.
could
Good
totally
vibes.
marry Scott.
Yeah. What
He
a
is,
great
and
guy.
by the way, when I see him, I see father, I
Right.
see
Oh, yeah.
husband, I see like cheerful dad, like
Normal, sweet guy.
yeah.
Like the second Tom walks on camera, I just get
Yeah,
sleaze,
gross.
sleaze
Yeah.
vibes.
Yep.
Same with Harry Dubin. You know,
Total.
and the Scott walks on camera and you're like, what a sweetheart. I want to give him a hug. And he just seems normal.
You know what I
like,
think is
every
going to
day.
work too
Yep.
for him is that he sees how Tinsley is, so he's not going to change her.
Right.
Like, he knows that she comes from this like elite it girl form. Like, and I need to find somebody like that.
yes. Do you think? Do you think that he knows how much Tinsley drinks
I do.
right now in the 8
But I
a.m.
feel like
drinking? If that's true.
they didn't highlight his drinking, but it looked like he liked the good cocktail too, so it might be something that they might be able to work out. I don't think that could be a major problem.
I think
I
that
hope not.
it's probably related to her anxiety issues. And I think that if he's willing to work with her and let her work that itself out through therapy and stuff, and he wants to walk that road with her, it could be a great thing. And I think she'd be smart to get off the show and just marry this super nice rich guy and go be happy. But we'll see what happens next season.
Yeah, hopefully, because I mean, even Ramona noticed. Ramona was at the other end of the room. She's like, I just saw you, and I'm like, who's this sweet guy? He looks so nice and cute, and he paid them both a nice compliment. And she seemed genuinely, happy for Tinsley. Although shortly after that is when she got a little nostalgic and she talked to Bethenny. So you could tell she wanted that too. Somebody just, I mean, can't blame her.
You would have guessed
Right.
she would have met somebody on the show when we started our after show. You know, she was just
No,
like the
definitely
single
not.
girl lost.
Dating a 23-year-old or trying
Yeah.
to date.
And it was
like,
Carole,
my
right?
God.
That
the
match.
makeout sessions at the bowling
Yes.
alley.
Carole match made them, right?
Yep.
So honestly, and I think we talked about this. Who would we want to match make us if we could pick one? I changed my answer to Carole. I think I said Bethenny. I say Carole now. Because she
Yeah, for
just
sure.
seems like she's
thoughtful.
most thoughtful, right? So then we see Tinsley. She's getting her hair and makeup done and her nails done. You know, it's interesting when you see the companies with their names on it. You just know that this is comped. So like, she got her hair and makeup and nails probably done for free, which is cool. And even like you're looking at like the cake and anything there was probably comped either through Bravo or in exchange for. I just think that's interesting.
They throw
see.
they throw a party every season at the end of the end of the season. So most of those are probably going to be taken care of by production. So this party was taken care of by production to.
Do you think the $5,000 gift card to
No,
Bergdorf
I believe
Goodman
that
for Sonia was?
No, I believe that was given by Tinsley. That
yeah,
was fully
that-
all on her.
But do you think the Bergdorf Goodman did that for ad space? Not ad space, but like to kind of advertise?
Maybe they
themselves?
gave her $1,000 for free.
Maybe, yeah. Okay. So she's getting her makeup done, and Scott calls. Now this is so crazy. They're already saying "I love you."
Right, which Bethenny predicted in the very beginning of the episode. She said to Carole, she's like, you think they're saying I love you? They're totally saying I love you. So we got the proof.
And how long do we think this is since they've met? Since Scott and Tinsley have met? That they're saying
I'd say
"I
like
love
a
you."
month.
Wow.
It looks like it appears as though it's about a month.
Do you think someone that nice, a guy like that, why is he single? You know, you always ask that question, like, he's such a great guy, how is he single?
Sometimes like things happen when you like wait patiently, and maybe he had gone through a series of like bad relationships that like mean girls have gone through him, and he just found the one. Maybe
He's probably also really concentrated on business, and now he's sold it, and he's wealthy from it, and now he's like, okay, now I'll live
Now
my
you can
personal life.
Focus
out.
on the relationship.
Yeah. He's like ready to settle down, have some kids.
Yeah, he is. Why was Sonia holding the Bergdorf Goodman gift card between her legs? Sorry, I'm skipping ahead. No, I love that you just skipped ahead.
hilarious.
That was great. She like humped the gift card. She was like, she just had sex with her gift card. She was very happy.
She was very happy. Not
Yeah.
classy, but very happy.
Yeah, very happy. So the situation with Sonia arriving at the party and her thinking it was an FU party due to Carole telling Carole told Sonia that.
Yes.
And then Carole told Sonia that Tinsley said it was an FU party. I even after listening to the toast that Tinsley gave to Sonia, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say I thought it was a really. I couldn't understand the party. like I felt like she did it for attention. She needed a storyline. She wanted to end she wanted to end the year doing something, and there's really nothing else. So she had to string this thing along to the very end.
I'm kind of with you.
I mean, why don't you just give a classy card and like a bottle of wine? That this was tacky
Or just give that
me.
to her on her own time with Sonja instead of doing it in front of 50 guests.
I would have been embarrassed if I were Sonja.
And then the picture. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just thinking like this was like something a producer made her do because she had no storyline, and they needed like a reason to have the end of season party that they had
it just
to
worked
film.
out for her.
And Tinsley likes throwing parties, so she's like, this is a way for me to do it. I can do it on production's budget or whatever it is. T-shirts, no. Scram.
Horrible.
Get him out of there.
The floor. What was that? And what were you going to
That
say?
light-
Picture?
No, I was saying the photo. Like, if somebody threw me a party and my head was cut off, and
I
like,
mean-
there were ways around that. She could have had somebody find a better photo than present that photo.
That
It was kind of
so
like shady.
tacky. Yes.
Yeah.
I was
It was
surprised
super
Sonja
weird.
said she thought it was authentic once she heard the toast. I didn't feel any different. I thought it was a way to get attention and.
Did she
thought
hand
the
her the
toast was
$5,000
nice.
card
I
first?
I didn't feel any different after. I didn't think that it was a bad toast. I just didn't think that it was hard for me to believe what she was saying in the midst of this party that I just thought was so weird. Like I never heard of anything like that in my life, and I just would never think to go and put somebody in a position where they have to be in the spotlight for something that they did for a favor for a friend. Like
Yeah. It was
She could have had a
different.
party for any reason and call it
Yeah,
something else and
exactly.
said, thank you, Sonja, for everything you've done, but instead calling it a thank you, Sonja party.
It was really hard to read her as far as the Sonja thing
Yes.
went because, you know, part of her, you saw, like, she was in tears in Mexico. Like, how can we forget that? Now she's like, oh, you know, it was really hard to read Tinsley
Yeah.
tonight. I don't know if that came from a place of good or bad. It's hard to read her. I don't know.
Thank you. You're so right, because even when she was pointing out to the cake, it's like, see, it says thank you. It's just such a child. She has such a childlike manner to her, Tinsley. I mean, it's like, why are you probing her? Like, less is more. Like, you don't, if it says thank you, let her find out it says thank you by going up to the cake. You don't need to point it out and be like, see, I did, like, didn't she do that? Am I wrong? Or did she say, see, it says thank you?
I can see
Yeah,
why
sure.
she would do something like that because she went through so much hell with Sonja talking bad about her, and she does, I'm sure, feel like the Page 6 article came from Sonja. So, again, it's hard to
Okay.
read her. I don't know if that, you know, I don't
Yeah.
know. It was like a half thank you, half F you type of vibe.
Guys, you know how last week we talked about when is LuAnn
Yes.
gonna get her divorce?
Yes.
Something else we talked about last week was The Sinner on USA.
Yes.
Right.
Chills. Did anybody watch this week?
No.
Okay.
I DVR'd it. I did not
Okay.
have time to
Yes.
watch it.
Anybody in
but,
the chat?
But
Let
I
us know
did
if you watched
DVR
it.
it.
Well, so it's going to be running every Wednesday night at 10, 9 Central on USA Network if you do want to catch up with it. Jessica Biel is finally back on television.
You go, Jessica.
First time
Love
back
her.
since Seventh Heaven, which
She's
is
starring
amazing.
and producing it.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I'm telling you, just from even watching like a tiny little preview, like you'll be so hooked and need to watch this show. So what happens is, if you do watch just like a little preview, what you will see is that she's just like a normal suburban mom and wife. She's at the beach. She commits this violent crime and she has no idea why. So now she's in jail. And this investigator played by Bill Pullman, who, if you remember him as the president from Independence Day, love him.
Yes!
So he's obsessed with trying to uncover like why she committed this murder, and even she doesn't know herself. So it's just like a thriller, and it's only an 8-week series, so you can, you don't have to worry about being committed and how long and I don't have enough time. Like it's an 8-week series, so get hooked, guys. It's on tonight. 10, 9 Central on
Okay.
USA.
I'm gonna
The
have to watch
Sinner.
Okay, I just
Reminds me of that show that Ryan Felipe did for a little while.
Yes. What was it called?
But I watched it all and I got my parents hooked on it.
Ooh,
Okay.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch that. No, I mean I love Jessica Biel. She's just great, and to see that she's
beautiful.
producing and she's in it, that's a
Huge.
lot. Good for her.
I know.
She's killing it. So yeah, overall, I didn't think it was a good idea for the party, and we all kind of feel similar-ish. Right? All right.
Yeah.
All right. So did Tinsley really, let's see, we already said that. Ramona gives a really sweet compliment to Scott and Tinsley. We said that, which I did really love that moment. And I really loved the moment between Bethenny and Ramona after that.
Me
Bethenny
too.
consoling Ramona and her feeling like she feels for her. And Bethenny gave her hope and said, you're going to meet somebody. And it just, you saw Ramona just light up again, and she smiled and she seemed like positive again. And I just love Bethenny and Ramona because
Me too.
they're never going to fail. At this point, they'll always come back to life. The two
That's
of them.
what I drew a heart next to
You
them.
did?
Yeah.
I
They-
love them when they're friends.
They are, yeah.
You
But,
know?
it makes for a great storyline that they fight. You know, it's
Sure.
kind of like the formula of somebody not talking all season, and then at the end, it's just like Housewife. It's just Housewife 101.
It was
Yeah.
Secrets and Lies, guys. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh,
Secrets and
thank
Lies.
you.
Coming
Yes, thank you. That was it.
Thank you so much. But you know, I think it's the beginning of a newfound friendship between them. Like, I feel like this is like friendship. It's like a cat. They have like 9 lives. This is like the 50th life of friendship between, you know, the two
It's
of
like
them.
Vicky
So-
and Tamra.
It's like Vicky and Tamra. Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
yes.
Very,
Way to
very
bring it
good.
full circle to the OC.
They always do. They're like, oh, but remember that one time we had a really great time? Like, let's just hug it out.
Yeah, they
you
just hug
know?
it out quickly. It's done. Now, Tom, this is the part that I just, heebie-jeebies. Tom walks in and he's talking to his ex, Missy, who, by the way, why would she ever, A, be there? Because that's just weird and random. Why is she there? Who's she friends with? And B, why would she even talk to Tom, knowing that there's cameras everywhere?
She just reminds me of one of those bad seeds in your life that just don't go away and try to like ease their way in your life. Like, it's terrible. I think that she's pretty awful.
So I think some women are good women and some women are bad women. And I think when it comes down to being in a relationship with somebody or getting slighted by a relationship, sometimes we feel the need to make ourselves known. And you let the woman who's on the receiving end of all the crap that's going down, you let them know. And other times people retaliate, and other times people are super vengeful and will do anything to get back to that place with that person. And she is the type of person that's a really nasty
yeah,
kind
totally.
of gal, in my opinion. And I don't usually say that about women, but she's just that. There's no reason to act like that.
I think it excites her that Tom still gives her that like sexual attention and lets her know that he's still into her, even though he's
Married.
dumped her and married someone else. I think it excites her, which is negative. It's not good. It's not.
How do you think she feels tonight watching that?
I think she probably enjoyed it because she got her camera time.
Yeah.
You know, anybody
embarrassing.
that would have her like soul be like on TV and know the situation, we've read about it, it's been in the press, and to just be that woman, it's like,
Well, it seems
wow.
like they're going to talk about her at the reunion. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see
I
what
wanna know who she is.
Yeah.
each side has
I
to
hope
say
they bring
about
her
it.
out.
Missy
That would
was
be
the
great.
last person Tom was with before LuAnn. She's still butthurt.
Yeah.
What, we gotta find out her last name and stuff.
Didn't she say like I found out we weren't dating because I walked in and saw Tom making out
Yeah.
with LuAnn in public?
Yes, yes.
Sounds familiar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if I were LuAnn, I wouldn't be comfortable seeing Tom with Missy. Do you think that this wasn't a huge party? Do you think that she saw them together?
I think
mean,
she- I
cameras
think
were
she
around
did.
Tom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you can't. There's got to be a light. There's a boom. There's cameras. LuAnn has to see where the cameras are at that moment.
I think,
like-
yeah.
I'd like to consider myself a fairly secure person in relationships, but if that was the case, I would be standing right next to him. I would not leave his side.
Exactly.
You can nope. And I would have the conversation beforehand. If all of a sudden you see her there, pull him aside and go, "Hey, this doesn't make me feel comfortable. It doesn't make me feel good. Can you try and avoid her at this
She was
party?"
so
And you have that
relaxed.
adult conversation.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
just seemed so relaxed, and she was doing it with the wrong guy. Any other guy that was like trustworthy and nice, if that was the vibe she was giving off, then that's like the ideal partner that you want to have. But like she was doing it with the wrong guy. You know?
Yeah, totally. I feel like I don't know. I feel like Tom probably doesn't care right now. Like I'm thinking,
Yeah.
how is Tom feeling right now? And is he watching it? I feel like yes, he's definitely watching himself, and I don't think he cares. Do you
No,
guys?
No,
don't
I
think he
think
cares
he
at all.
had to be drugged down the aisle, and he feels like he finally got like that dog collar taken off his neck.
Yeah.
Basically, when he said like, "I feel like a dog with a collar now," I think he feels like he can take a deep breath now.
Now
Now,
he can go be with whoever he wants to be and
With
cheat.
Missy.
Mm-hmm.
now, in terms of what they're all doing now, it was interesting just seeing that Scott is moving to New York, and they're Tinsley and Scott are going to live together, not in a hotel, obviously. And everybody else, there was really nothing in terms of updates like that. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so cool. I can't wait for this. Like Carole training for the New York Marathon. Like, okay,
We knew.
cool.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah.
Bethany, she took her apartment off the market, which Megan makes total sense. This could be because of the show next season. Dorinda, nothing really to update, just that John sleeps over. LuAnn, Tom and LuAnn obviously divorced, so that's huge. Ramona and Mario recently celebrated Avery's graduation. We spoke about that. And Sonja went to France with her daughter and met up with Edgar, and she still has Rocco on the back burner. So
I love her.
I guess this means we need some predictions for next season.
And now, your AfterBuzz
Or we could do for the
TV
reunion, because it might be a little.
predictions.
Well, the reunion, it's crazy when you watch the reunion because you think we ended in a really great place, and then you start the reunion, and everybody's like
rehash.
throwing and
The
saying,
rehash.
you
Yeah.
know. I can't wait till Ramona gets called out for bringing Missy around too much, because if you're a true friend to somebody, she gets a lot of passes, and these women, it's just that society of, oh, I've known her forever, so it's okay. This is how she behaves. But bringing Missy around, I can't wait for LuAnn to come at her and and see what Ramona's response will really be.
I'm excited to rehash the original Ramona Bethenny fight from the Berkshires, where Bethenny gave us like, men shut it all, because that was ugly. So I'm interested to see if Ramona actually does try to put up her walls again and defend herself,
Yeah, good point.
or if she's like, I was really drunk. I don't even remember saying half that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, I think, the most as well, and also hearing about this, whether or not LuAnn will forgive Ramona for bringing Missy back into this group and around and trying to start drama at the beginning of a season. And I also want to see how Tinsley and Sonja are doing, if they are friendly, if there's any closure to that situation.
I want to see how LuAnn is going to behave when Tom is mentioned, because as we know, she already was aware that she was getting a divorce, or I believe, right? She just was waiting to mention it after they were done taping. So now that we know we're gonna watch, I want to see if we pick up on any cues or just anything that she, or if she really just lies really well, which could also be the case. Also, I do want to see Bethenny and Ramona and see how that plays out. I do believe that Bethenny will move forward still, even though she'll be rehashing that, because I think she likes to move forward. And I also want to see Bethenny watch herself, because she regrets a lot of things that she does, and I like to see sometimes her watching herself and her apologizing. Yeah, just so it makes her so human, and she's just like superwoman to all of us. But sometimes I'm like, oh, okay.
I really enjoyed this season. I mean, it went by really quickly, but one thing that I wish we would have gotten more was more from Tinsley. Now that she does have this like romantic man and partner, it's like, but your storyline was so weak that it doesn't really give that interest. If they were to give her a spin-off, it's like nobody even really got to connect with you too much. So I wish we would have gotten that from her a little bit more, but otherwise I thought it was a great season.
I have a little bit of news.
Yes.
Real quickly. Thank you. Okay, so we know that Lou and Tom shocked us with the divorce last week. Ramona got interviewed on E! Today, and she said that she thought in her mind, LuAnn did not know during the taping of the reunion that she was going to get a divorce, that life just changes really fast. Wow. She also said there is a special guy in her life. She confirmed that, but she's trying to keep it secret who it is. And anyone she's going to date, she laid it out like it was a resume. She said they have to at least be 50 years old. Their kids he has to have kids, and he has to have been married, because it shows commitment, prior commitment. And that the kids have to be at least 17 or 18, because she's not going to soccer games, and she is not hearing about, I have to take my kids this weekend.
Right.
So that was hilarious.
That is really funny.
Wow.
And then Page 6 today had some news about Jason. He had to go to court yesterday on the stalking charges he was offered. So he was previously, his previous court date, they kind of slapped on some extra charges. This was kind of to be a maybe sentencing kind of a day. They offered him a deal, and it was if he just stays away from Bethenny for a year, they will take this off of his record within 1 year. And I guess because of his lawyer, what his lawyer said to do, they were like, oh no, we need more time to think about this deal. I don't know why they didn't just take it, but they didn't. And he will be going back to court in September for that. And our very own Lois Elfman, who loves to tweet us. Hi, Lois.
Yeah, hi, Lois.
Biggest fan. She sent me a DM saying that she saw Jason and Brynn on the Jumbotron last night at the New York Liberty basketball game.
No way.
And he looked happy, so interesting.
Well, good.
Good eyes, Lois.
Yeah,
good eyes.
definitely.
Thanks for keeping us posted. But that's all I got.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. Well, that's it then. Let's. Where can we find you? Starting with Megan Stecher.
Guys, tweet with me this week about what you thought about the finale and what you're excited for the reunion. I am at Megan Stecher on all social medias. It's MEGANSTECHER.
And this is Lyndsey. You guys can find me on all things social media at Lyndsey Wegner. That's LYNDSEYWEGNER, or my blog, lyndseywegner.blogspot.com, or Wednesdays at 6 p.m. for a quick segment about Hard Knocks, the new HBO series for Tampa Bay. Came out yesterday.
Hey guys, I'm Thomas Orlina. Please watch my YouTube series, Your Time with Thomas. Episode 3 came out. I go down this really crazy glass slide in downtown LA. Check it out.
That's so cool. And you can find me on Twitter at Ashley Daniels and Instagram as Miss Ashley Daniels. And we will see you next week for the reunion part 1.
Yay!
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.